Please help me welcome our area director, Dr. Charles Vance. Charlie Vance.
A few of you know that I enjoy going to Walt Disney World. I have been going since the spring of 1972, haven't stopped, and returned today from a 5-day stay there, which included doing the Star Wars half marathon, The Dark Side, along with my daughter and my niece. A few years ago, while visiting Epcot, I was listening to some instrumental music coming out of a big rock. Hey, it's Disney. And a tune captivated my interest so much that when I got home, I searched for playlists from the Disney music, and I could not find this tune. I hummed it in and tried the musical searches on the internet, couldn't find it. I asked various people that I knew that knew music, and nobody knew what it was. I was haunted by this, but I gave up looking for a while. Then, this past February, as I was driving to a chiropractic conference, I was listening to the FM radio whatever it is, the MFE. The second digital channel is all classical music. They pretty much play classical 24. And I heard this piece sung. It was very easy to go to their playlist and find it. And it turns out it is a piece by Henry Purcell titled Fairest Isle. Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, most welcome guests. In 1685, King Charles II died. He was a big patron of the arts, and his successors were not. Many courtiers were out of work, and two of them, John Dryden and Henry Purcell, decided to team up and do something in the theater to make some money. They created what's called a semi-opera, but it's actually more like a musical in today's standards. And they first put this on in 1691. It was a disappointment to many because it was titled King Arthur, but it didn't have Camelot. There was no Lancelot and Guinevere running off and doing what they shouldn't be doing. There was no Knights of the Round Table, and there wasn't even a sword in the stone. But it was a success, and it's had many successful resurgences over the centuries. The usual plot of these things is complicated, full of metaphor. And I think the writers do this so that the audiences have to keep coming back and pay money to try and figure out what the thing is all about. Here is a simplified version. Act 1. The Saxons of Germany invade Britain. King Arthur with his troops wins the battle. Act 2. King Arthur and his men chase after the Saxons, but evil magic is spread through and they get confused. The Saxon king kidnaps Emmeline, who is the daughter of a duke, blind, and betrothed to King Arthur. King Arthur loves her dearly. Act 3. Merlin, the wizard who likes King Arthur, concocts a potion, gives it to a spirit who drops it in Emmeline's eyes, and her sight is restored. Meanwhile, the British troops are still running around lost in the woods. Act 4. Arthur finally figures out the evil magical solution, and the troops are ready to attack the Saxons and free Emmeline. Act 5. The Saxon king challenges Arthur to a one-on-one duel, winner take all. Arthur wins by disarming the king of the Saxons, and then lets them go, saying they have to go back home. Britain is no place for slaves, it is for free men. Everybody's happy. There is great celebration by humans and spirits alike. And part of this celebration is the song, Fairest Isle, which I shall sing the first verse of. Fairest Isle, all else excelling, seat of pleasure and of love. Venus here will choose her dwelling and forsake her cyprian grove. Cupid from his favorite nation care and envy will remove. Jealousy that poisons passion, and despair that dies for love. Mr. Toastmaster.